Hello, hello, hello everybody. How are you? Where's my hat? I forgot my hat. Dang. Can somebody borrow me a hat? Oh well, I'll put a hat. Hannah, I want to do a keynote in a hat. Because this is being recorded and live streamed, so I have something to say my kids, you know. Always finding new ways to embarrass my kids. That's the way to go. Hello, my name is Pedro Galvan. I lead the hub for ICP in the USA. And it's a pleasure to be with you here today to talk to you about Olympus. Now, apparently I'm computing with the music. Apparently I have a soundtrack. Or what's up with that? Anyway, who here knows about Olympus? And not the Olympus, but the ICP Olympus? Anybody has heard about Olympus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about it, but first I need to make sure that you understand the way we operate in the ICP ecosystem, because it has a lot to do with why Olympus is built. So the issue is, you know that these guys like Kyle and Jeff and Sam, they work in the Differentiators Foundation, which is mostly an R&D organization. There's a bunch of, I haven't been to Zurich, Switzerland, to the offices, but I imagine that they are somewhere in the Alps, really all surrounded by ships and doing some Zen meditation and coming up with really, really great technology. And that's cool, but you all know that in order to build a global ecosystem, you need to be out in the streets. You need to be meeting investors and developers and degens and getting all on board, right? So it's difficult to do that from Zurich, surrounded by ships. So the way we accomplish that in the ICP ecosystem is through the hubs. And the hubs are basically semi-independent entities all over the world that do this job of being in contact with the developers, organizing events, meeting investors, meeting mentors. So that works very well. It has allowed us to establish a global footprint pretty quickly. Shout out to Javi, who is the leader in Canada, for example. That has allowed us to build a pretty good global footprint. But the issue with that is that now you have lots of silos, right? Because the hub in India has its own set of projects, mentors, developers, degens, and the hub in China has its own set of stakeholders, and the hub in Canada has its own set of stakeholders. So in order to fix that, we've come up with Olympus. And Olympus is the first on-chain Web3 acceleration platform connecting founders, investors, mentors, and talents across different ecosystems. Let me make an emphasis of 3 important words in here. First, that it's on-chain, and we will see what that means in a bit. Then that it's a platform. So Olympus is not an accelerator by itself, but it's a platform for accelerators. And third, and quite interesting, different ecosystems. And with different ecosystems, we not only are talking about different regions, but also different chains. We want Olympus to be chain agnostic, because every chain has the same issue, as I just said, okay? Who are the stakeholders for which we are designing and thinking Olympus? Projects, investors, mentors, talents, users. They all need each other, but they are kind of gatekept from each other. So what we do with Olympus is put them all in the same space and allow them to connect directly without the need to bow and get lucky because somebody introduced you to somebody that will be able to introduce you to somebody else, right? So that's Olympus, and how does it differentiate from other alternatives? Mostly across these dimensions, the pipeline of projects that are onboarded to Olympus comes from the hubs, but also from other accelerators, and even from Differentiators itself. as I was saying, the engagement for the stakeholders is everything built on transparency and openness. So it all depends. Once you are on board in Olympus, you can talk and interact with everybody that is in there. You don't need to get the authorization of somebody to be able to connect with somebody else. Credibility, it's all on chain and it's all logged. As you know, in the Web3 ecosystem, this is a big issue. All the rumors, all the, hey, I met this investor, but I don't know if he's legit or not. And hey, I heard about this project, but I don't know if they're legit or not. You know, like just a few weeks ago, we had an issue with a project, I think it was ICP Mobile. I think they're building a phone, a Web3 phone. And somebody was saying, oh, no, that's not real. And others were saying, no, yes, it's real. They have a grant, and I'm mentoring them. So credibility is a big issue. So it's something that we're trying to address also by having it on chain and by having all the history of which projects each mentor has been collaborating with and each investor and each developer. And it's also meant to be sustainable. We're going to have our own token platform that will allow us or make it easier to be sustainable. Having said that, Olympus is not only a nice catalog of people. It also implements a framework that can guide the projects further to get advanced on the roadmap and also to all the stakeholders to evaluate these projects across different dimensions. So that's Olympus. Now, where are we with it? Right now, we have 40 investors on board, more than 100 mentors, more than 200 projects on board. Some of the investors are pretty interesting names. As the accelerators, as I was telling you, there's the hubs, but also external accelerators, and we'll be adding more and more. Where are we right now with it? It launched in the spring. Currently, there's a wait list to be onboarded. We will continually releasing more features on it and adding more projects and cohorts. So having said that, a reminder, Olympus is the first on-chain Web3 acceleration platform that connects founders, investors, mentors, and talent across different ecosystems. And different ecosystems means also different chains. Okay? So in order to find out more or join the waitlist, you can scan that QR or follow that link, which is internetcomputer.org/Olympus. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy your time in Nashville.